Hello, the people. And WrestleMania is a few weeks away, so I'm gonna book the show how I see fit. Let's start off with night one. To open night one, you're gonna have the only tag team match on the show for the tag team championships. The Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth. I think this is the direction that the WWE is heading towards. I was gonna do Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Whoever loses leaves the Judgment Day. But I think this is the direction that WWE is heading towards. I think this is where you have the Judgment Day drop the championships to R-Truth and The Miz. And the storyline is going well. The R-Truth, the costing Damon Priest, the match against Drew McIntyre, and stuff like that. Not wasting too much time on the opener, we move on to the second match on the show. It's Bobby Lashley, but not versus Karrion Kross. Now, I don't see the appeal in Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross for WrestleMania. It's not going to be a big match. They'll probably do Bobby and the Street Profits versus Karrion Kross and AOP. It's going to be a bathroom break comparing the other great matches that are on the show. So I'm going to do Bobby Lashley versus Braun Breaker. I think you can have this altercation at the Royal Rumble. Maybe the rookie Braun Breaker eliminates Bobby Lashley and something like that. Just a basic match, like a solid 8-9 minute match. And I think Bobby Lashley is who you give the win here. You showed that Braun Breaker, he's good, but he's not that ready that he can beat the main guys like Bobby Lashley. If you're Braun Breaker, just beat Bobby Lashley. It's like you're doing the Roman Reigns thing all over again. Moving on. Third match on the show. For the United States Championship, Logan Paul versus LA Knight. I think everyone expects this match. I think this is where you give LA Knight his first championship. LA Knight winning will get a massive pop. Obviously, the face that is LA Knight versus the heel that is Logan Paul. Anyways, moving on to the fourth match of the show. The first women's match yet. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. Now, I think this is where you bring Jade Cargill to the main roster. Like, okay, Jade Cargill's here. She's in the WWE. And I think Bianca Belair is the best opponent. Obviously, WWE was heading towards Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair for the championship. I don't think we've ever seen that match. But we aren't getting that because Charlotte Flair is injured. So I think this is the best replacement match, I guess. You don't have to have this great, amazing build like the past 6 month build. You can have it start at the Royal Rumble once again. And maybe Jade Cargill eliminates Bianca Belair. Something along the lines. We move on to the fifth match on the show. Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio. Now, I think this match, it's been built in the last 6 months. It started around Survivor Series where Santos was supposed to take on Carlito. He injures Carlito and he takes on Dragon Lee. I'd like to see Santos and Dominic versus Rey and Bad Bunny. But I think this is the match that the WWE is heading towards. Maybe we can get that match at a future pay-per-view. Maybe again at Puerto Rico since the crowd was so amazing. Anyways, moving on to the sixth match on the show. The first stipulation match, a steel cage match. And I know WWE isn't going to do this match. There's no way we get this match. I'm going to still put it here. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Now, as basic as this seems, we've got it so many times. We got it at WrestleMania, the 37 one, I think. The one where fans returned. And we're going to get it again. Steel cage, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, both top stars. Sami Zayn is probably in the top 5 best stars of the WWE this year, and he's been great. Kevin Owens always been good. Anyways, moving on to the co-main event, the 7th match of the night. Royal Rumble winner possibly, I don't know. Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. Now this is going to be a big match. It's going to have that big fight feel. If Seth Rollins is injured, I think this one main events. Both Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch have had good matches at WrestleMania. Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, just some examples. It's going to be a good match and I think Ripley should retain to continue her title reign. Moving on to the main event, I think everyone expects this. It's not suspenseful or anything like that. And Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble, faces Seth Rollins. Now I hope Seth Rollins is fine. He's going to be able to compete at WrestleMania. I think you give Seth Rollins a break. Don't have him wrestle any matches. Maybe he can do some promos or something like that to build this feud. But no, you don't have him wrestle anything. He misses the Elimination Chamber. He misses the Royal Rumble. I think he deserves that break. If Roman Reigns can miss 7 pay-per-views in a year, I think Seth Rollins can miss 2. He's been wrestling on Raw pay-per-views. I think Seth Rollins deserves this break. And I'm hoping they keep the title on Seth. They don't do anything like Damian gets the title or vacating it and giving it to Drew McIntyre. Let him be champion till WrestleMania and then do the match Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. I mean, this is the match that everyone wants to see. It's the best match you can get from CM Punk. The story is already building. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, it won't feel the same. Drew McIntyre is a star, but not one as big as Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, CM Punk wins the championship. Let's hope it happens. 8 matches on night 1, 7 matches on night 2. Let's move on to night 2. The opener for night 2, it'll be Tribal Combat. Jimmy Uso taking on Jey Uso. And I think all roads lead this way, where Jimmy Uso takes on Jey Uso after Jimmy Uso betrayed Jey Uso at SummerSlam. Tribal Combat. No Samoans can interfere. So no Roman Reigns, no Rock, no Solo Sikoa. Let's hope. Obviously it'll be a good match, a good storyline between the two brothers. Now Rikishi, he can get involved in the storyline, but I don't see why he has to be a special guest referee. I mean, which father would want two of their sons fighting? But definitely insert Rikishi into the storyline. It'll add to the depth of it. I think they can start with it at the Royal Rumble, where Jimmy Uso gets Jey Uso eliminated. I don't think you need Jimmy Uso in the Royal Rumble. You can just get him eliminated from outside interference. We move on. Second match on the show. Now this is a card filler. I didn't know where to put these guys on the show, so I've just put them over here. Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles versus Sheamus versus Dominic Mysterio versus a mystery opponent. Now the winner of this fatal 5-way match will get a title shot, any title of his choosing, either Cody Rhodes' future World Championship or CM Punk's future World Heavyweight Championship. So the mystery opponent, I'll have that be Andrade. I think he'll return at the Royal Rumble though. I'd have him come at WrestleMania. Now you have Andrade and Dominic Mysterio. You have them start this feud. You can have them start this feud. We already got a tease with Charlotte Flair and Dominic's promo on SmackDown a few months ago. So you can start this feud. The winner of this match for me, I'd probably have it be AJ Styles. I think you can do AJ Styles versus CM Punk. I think that's a great match down the road. Obviously AJ Styles, he's a heel I think right now. He's come back looking like prime moments Batista. AJ Styles won this fatal 5-way and we move on. The third women's match featuring at WrestleMania for the women's championship that Io Sky holds. Io Sky versus Bayley. Now I feel Bayley should win the Royal Rumble. She's won everything except the Royal Rumble, the Money in the Bank, the World Titles, the World Tag Team Championships, the NXT Championship. You give Bayley her Royal Rumble moment, and when Damage Control expects Bayley to choose Rhea Ripley as her opponent, she chooses Io Sky. For me, the final two in the Royal Rumble should be Sasha Banks and Bayley. You bring back that history. Obviously, if Sasha Banks is going to return to the WWE, which she most likely will. Moving on. Fourth match on the show. Another bloodline match. Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa. Now, I really struggled on seeing who Randy Orton can face. So, I've put him against Solo Sikoa. Obviously, they did face against each other on SmackDown. It was an awful match. And it happened on SmackDown. So, there's no prestige of it happening at WrestleMania, obviously. But I had nobody for Randy to face, nobody for Solo Sikoa to face. Obviously, I could have added them in that fatal 5-way match. But it's Randy Orton, come on, he's just come back. He needs to have a solid feud. Now what you can do here is you can have Randy team with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Like they want to defeat the bloodline, they want to end it. And you can have all of them go against certain bloodline members. Now I'd add this stipulation in this match that if Randy Orton defeats Solo Sikoa cannot interfere in Roman Reigns' championship match, or Roman will be stripped of the titles and it will be given to Cody Rhodes. I think that's the stipulation you add here. You show Randy and Cody aligning, how they are friends. Eventually Randy Orton turns on Cody Rhodes, and at WrestleMania 41 you got Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes main eventing that WrestleMania, because it's going to be a great story, the legacy and all that. So I think that's what you do. Long-term storytelling, as all the wrestling fans love, and basically making good of a good for nothing match. No offense to Solo Sikoa, I think he's good, but as a mid-carder, I don't see him as the next Tribal Chief, the next Roman Reigns. I really don't get the hype around Solo Sikoa. I don't think he's a top star. I think Jey Uso is better. I think to an extent, maybe you can argue that Jimmy Uso is the better superstar. He has all these funny segments and all that. Solo Sikoa just stands with his arms fold, doing nothing, and hits one Samoan spike. I mean, he buried John Cena. He hit like 50 million Samoan spikes, and he ended Cena's career. So who likes Solo Sikoa? We move on. Fifth match on the show. A retirement match? Maybe not. Probably not a retirement match. John Cena versus Drew McIntyre. Not a retirement match. John Cena needs to retire against Randy Orton for that championship. Randy has said he wants it. WrestleMania 41. Both are 16-time champions for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena Randy Orton retirement match. Loser retires. An intense main event that would be. But let's move on to the sixth match on the show. One that you can probably predict because it hasn't been featured yet. Gunther versus Brock Lesnar for the Intercontinental Championship. Did you think you would hear that? Gunther, a beast. Brock Lesnar, the alpha male of our species, for the Intercontinental Championship. For a title that was on the kickoff show like 4 or something years ago. A title that was seeing matches like Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 36. Now this match is going to be a car crash. I would love to see Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. But I think right now, Brock Lesnar, Gunther, I think that's the direction. I think that's what you should go with for the Intercontinental Championship. And I know how this is going to happen. It's going to be like, oh, Gunther, he's eliminated Lesnar after Lesnar got like 10 eliminations. Lesnar's angry. Lesnar is throwing stuff around. And they're going to have a match at WrestleMania. That's what's going to happen. I think we all know it. Gunther needs to retain this. And eventually, I think when Gunther's facing for that World Heavyweight Championship, I think you leave. You keep the title on Gunther. You don't need to make Gunther earn his opportunity. You just do title for title. And eventually it'll be Gunther who's the one to beat CM Punk or Cody Rhodes, whoever he wants to beat. And you have Gunther keep that Intercontinental Championship. Eventually you have like Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis make him relinquish it because he's already the World Heavyweight Championship and giving opportunities to other superstars. Now for the main event, the final match that'll end and close WrestleMania. Now probably because he hasn't featured on the card, you know it's Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. But why Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes over Roman Reigns and The Rock? Now what I'd do is Roman Reigns versus The Rock doesn't need that championship. You do that match at the next WrestleMania. You wait a year, you do that match at the next WrestleMania. You have that like year-long build like you did for Cena versus The Rock. You have that year-long build, a proper bloodline story. And you have all these things. The Solo is there, Jay is there, Jimmy is there, Rikishi is there, all the Samoans are there. On the other hand, you have Cody versus Randy, Cody doing other stuff like that. I don't think you need to continue Roman's title reign. I also don't think you need to rush this match at the Elimination Chamber. There's no need to rush this match. You're giving it 1 month of build. That's not enough for Roman Reigns versus The Rock. You can't do a triple threat. I'm sorry, but that's the worst outcome that you can get from this. Roman Reigns versus The Rock versus Cody Rhodes. Cody pins The Rock. Roman Reigns hasn't been pinned. I'm sorry, but you can't do that. It makes no sense. It's just bad. It's just bad. I'd rather see the match at the Elimination Chamber. We know it's not going to be a great match. Roman will have to carry The Rock throughout the entire match. And the story is what's going to be the main taking away point of this match. So I think you do Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for now. Have Cody finally win that championship. What should have been done last year. Give Cody his crowning moment because Roman's title reign this year has added nothing. You can remove this entire year from Roman's title reign and it'll not make a difference. It'll be the same. In fact, it'll be better. I mean, Cody, he has to finish his story, his amazing story. Cody has to finish his story. So Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Cody wins. That's my main event. Let me know how you'd book WrestleMania in the comments down below. If you change any matches, if you'd add any matches, if you'd have it be a longer show. I think kickoff show, no matches. I think these are the amount of matches I do. 15 matches sounds good. And that's it for this one.